James, Andy, and Chris.
Alright, imagine a 28-hour-long car ride. There are no stops, there's no food or water, you are overcrowded, and there's minimal protection of the outdoor elements. This is the reality for horses that are bound to slaughter leaving Florida going to Mexico. If they are leaving Florida to go to Canada, it's about 19 hours. As a vegetarian for 15 years, what I'm about to say might shock you. I'm proposing that we reinstate horse slaughter in the United States. For this is for the welfare of America's unwanted horses. Pinpoint how many horses are unwanted in the U.S. Dirt Free quoted about 65,000 to 90,000 horses in 2009, while Dalgill quoted 9 million unwanted horses in America. Equine adoption facilities cannot care for or fund these unwanted horses. There are many reasons why horses become unwanted. Tomlin's definition of an unwanted horse is a horse that is too old, sick, injured, unmanageable, doesn't live up to owner expectations, or is unwanted because they cannot afford to care for the horse. The average cost of a horse is about $4,000 a year per DC structures. Now, horses live about 25 to 30 years. They have a very long lifespan. And their age minimum of 25 years is running you about $100,000 of their lifetime. The main opponent to reinstating horse slaughter in the United States is animal rights activists. They claim that horses are companion animals. Why? Merriam-Webster's definition of companion animals are domestic animals or pets. In this sense, cows, chickens, sheep, and pigs would also be classified as companion animals. Under U.S. law, horses are classified as livestock. This means that they can be used for business purposes. If horses get reclassified as pets, it means that they lose state and federal funding for disease control, equine research, and disaster relief. So what do you do when your horse has to be euthanized? Memorial crematoriums wants to remind that many times it's illegal to bury your horse. Not to mention you'd have to rent out expensive equipment to dig a hole. Cremation for horses runs bare minimum $250, upwards to $1,500, not including transportation cost. Jane Smiley from The Rail knew someone who actually cremated her horse, and she has 10 boxes of ashes. Owners face a tough decision. No one wants to think of their horse as dinner. But what are the alternatives? Horse rescues and sanctuaries are at capacity. More now, since in 2007 we banned horse slaughter in the United States. The American Veterinary Medical Association quotes that a survey done by the Unwanted Horse Coalition in 2009 states that 39% of rescues are at capacity, 30% are reaching capacity, and rescues and sanctuaries turn away 38% of the horses brought to them. Wouldn't it be more humane that our horses are slaughtered in the United States under the scrutiny of the USDA versus being sent to other countries where their animal welfare laws are not as strict as ours? Animal rights groups such as the ASPCA claim that slaughter is not euthanasia, but the definition of euthanasia is a humane death. The AVMA lists gunshot and captive bolt as appropriate forms of euthanasia for horses. These are the same methods that are used in the USA slaughterhouses. A bill to ban horse slaughter in 2007 left no proposal or funding to care for America's unwanted horses. Dave Phillips, reporting from the New York Times, writes as of May 2021 that the Bureau of Land Management has 51,000 horses in burrows and holding pens. These animals cost $60 million a year to care for. This eats up most of the Bureau of Land Management's budget, so they're not able to help control the ever-growing wild horse population. There's no real concrete numbers of how many horses are unwanted each year, but several reports show an increase of abandoned, neglected, and unwanted horses. Retirement homes and sanctuaries cannot, or at capacity, and cannot care for all these horses due to the high intake and the long lifespan of these animals. Unfortunately, owners are faced with the reality of abandoning their horses, leaving them in a barren field to starve, or locking them in a stall to meet the same fate just because they can't afford them anymore. Why not euthanize an unwanted horse? Euthanasia, as well as disposing a horse, is very expensive that many owners cannot afford. In 2009, in a little town in Northern California, they hosted a Saturday that you brought your horse to be euthanized, no questions asked, because the owners can no longer afford them. One way to help horses is owners need to be responsible when it comes to owning horses. They must realize that these are long-lived animals and are very costly. Another thing that can be helped is opposing a new bill that was introduced May 2021. This bill is called the SAFE Act of 2021. It makes it illegal to give, to donate, sell, donate, or sell a horse that you know will be slaughtered, making it illegal for horses to go across country borders to be slaughtered. How is a slow, torturous death by starvation better than a relatively quick death in a slaughterhouse? Don't we owe horses this mercy of a relatively quick and painless death versus the torturous starvation? We owe it to the horses, as not only is our country, but our history is built on the back of these animals. So we must speak in opposition of this bill in honor of America's unwanted horses. There we go. That's it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.